Take 5.
So you don't have to do the music again.
The only reason I do it is because you bitch about it.
I get mad when he doesn't do the music. Anyway.
So we've had like 4 runs at this, and maybe this one will stick.
I guess we're going to find out.
And so what we've mentioned 4 times before already is about Gene finally passing and having a little Woodford Reserve Double Oaked for him. And then I commented about how you probably shouldn't be drinking this.
Why?
Because the results of the Woodford Reserve
were a little embarrassing.
May or may not have been somewhat embarrassing for you.
So I should watch that one?
Possibly.
We called you on it. You're on it.
I know, because the gas guy was at the house.
But that one was more on the foul side, I guess.
Yes.
But I don't think we're going to have a repeat of that today.
No. I don't think we're going to have a repeat of that one. That was bad.
We're going to have a toast to Gene, and then I'm not having any more. So, to Gene.
To Gene.
Again. All right. He lived R.I.P. Gene lived a long life. He's chasing the chicas all the way up till the end. The morning of. Still hitting on the chicas.
I'm not surprised by this.
Before he was unresponsive, he was hitting on the nurses as he usually would.
Stick to what you know, I guess.
Yeah, he would always tell the one up there. We heard this the other day. I'll show you my defibrillator if you show me yours. I'm like, good Lord, I guess you find a way. Gene would find a way.
I guess so. I know that the lady at the funeral home didn't seem to appreciate us.
No, that was a very, well, when everybody died in 21, they really enjoyed us because it was a bunch of dudes. And, they'd try to put on their, solemn face that they got to do, and they got to, be comforting and loving and all that kind of stuff. And then we go in there and just destroy all of that.
Yes.
And ask them to do this plan of the Hollis switcheroo, which they gladly did.
And then we got to tell the new people.
And we told the people yesterday about that, and one of them seemed okay with it.
The not funeral home director.
Yeah, the funeral home director. She was hard to crack. Did Joseph tell you what I asked her in the coffin room?
I did not tell her this.
So they were showing us the coffins, and funny enough, they've got like all of the expensive ones on the wall and for display that are like 10 grand, 5, 10, 15 grand. And I'm just like, no, we don't want this. You got something cheaper? And she's like, oh, they're here on the computer. I was like, all right, well, we'll pull that computer up. We need to take a look at those. Because it's like, I kind of was feeling bad, like I'm not honoring Gene or something with this. Like that's like how you show the status of somebody by picking them a nice coffin, but I just can't get behind spending 10 grand for something we're going to see for like 3 to 5 minutes, and then it goes into the ground forever.
But that's how they get people to spend that much, is that
I know.
You feel like you have to.
And the cheapest one's still $2,700.
Yeah, so we went with the $2,700, perfectly fine. And then so we decided on that. And then I looked over at Joseph, and I was looking at his size. And then I thought about my size as well. And I asked the lady, I said, I don't think a big fella like him's going to fit in that.
And she said,
Tell her.
She said, well, we have accommodating coffins.
Yeah, probably for a nominal fee.
Accommodation coffins is what they're called.
Oh, okay.
So probably.
And I said, no. I was like, you just got to do like those people when I rolled that roller coaster, and you just got to put your foot, put all your weight into it to lock it into place.
I mean, it made me, the reason I thought about that, and you remember Kenny Brooks?
Yeah.
R.I.P. Kenny. He was a friend of mine when I was in high school, and he died really young. This was probably like 25 years ago, or 20, probably 20 years ago that he died.
Oh, that's not the beer.
And he was a big guy, like a really big guy. And I remember when I went to his funeral, like he was like literally like that, like crammed into this coffin. And I was like, don't they make?
They didn't get the accommodating.
Well,
side.
it probably was because of price. They were probably like, oh, Kenny probably needs this bigger one. And they were like, nah, well, you can afford this one.
Yeah.
And so they crammed his
I can't
ass in
imagine
there.
how much an accommodating coffin is.
Should you just get cremated at that point?
Maybe. Well, Joseph for sure needs to be cremated. Look, me too. I'm looking into a mirror here as I say this. But anyway, so I made that comment. I said, I don't know that he's going to fit in there. And then she said that they have some that would accommodate or whatever. It's like special order coffin. It's like you got to get it to a little bit bigger. And I thought it was funny. But I don't think she thought it was funny.
I don't think she thought anything that we
I think
said
that
was
she
funny.
was. I think that she was pretty shook, as the kids would say. She was pretty shook at the conversations because that's not what she's used to doing.
I think I tried to soften the blow by being like, "Hey, everybody in our family has died except for us." Like,
Yeah, but you're also the one that made the comment to the vet as we were putting our cat down that she cost the same as a dog.
I did.
Well, I mean,
And her box is like this big, whereas Artie's box is this big.
I mean, if you can't joke about this kind of stuff, I don't know how people keep their sanity in it. Well, that's the thing is they don't. And then they act on emotion, which is what the funeral home is banking on, and that you would make a poor decision. That we ended up spending $15,000 on no service, no minister, no nothing. They're digging a hole, putting him in the $2,700 box, normal coffin size, not big because Gene was not the size of me and Joseph. And then for us to happen to, hey, we're doing burials. We do 3 a day, which is just them out there like ready to throw someone in the ground. And if you happen to be there, you can go over there and watch. That's like what it was. It wasn't. It's not even a service. It's like, hey, we're throwing him in the ground.
Yes. And it sounds bad, but who are we going to invite? Like, we're going to invite your family and our family, and we're all together right now. Like,
Yeah.
this is it.
But the kids don't want
Mr. Eldest Hollis.
I am the eldest Hollis, but the kids don't want to be at that. And I don't want them to have to be at that. Just like I didn't want you to have to be there when he was dying, because it's like, it sucks. There's no point of having to do something like that because it's no fun. Somebody needs to be there, I guess. I mean, hell, I went home to eat the other night when it all happened, and I was like, this is going to happen as soon as I leave. And then, of course, I like literally get home, sit down with a plate of food, and Nikki's like, hey, I think it's about to happen. I'm like, all right, I'm coming back. But then I'm thinking to myself, well, why am I coming back? Why? So I can watch him die? It's like, it sucks.
Yeah.
You're having a very hard time today because you're just listeners. Joseph has decided today that he's not going to use one profane word.
That's why you've been so quiet.
I've actually forgot about it. This has just been naturally me not cussing.
Oh,
So I'm trying to carry on the conversation for him because he can't speak without it.
That's not true. I'm fully capable of speaking without swearing. Isn't that right, Sam? Sam said no.
So that girl over there, as soon as I made that comment, you could tell that it's like the gears were turning in her head, that like she didn't know how to handle that situation. Like she'd never seen it before. Now, granted, she was really young. She's probably like mid-20s,
Maybe
mid-20s. And you don't get a job as a funeral director if you're not like, hey man, this girl can do this job because she's
good at dealing with mourning families.
yes, she's good at dealing with that. And she was very professional to the point. Nothing wrong with her. I think she has a great future in this. But us trying to mess with her a little bit, she wasn't having that.
But it's not like it was a sudden thing. We've been talking about it on the podcast for 50 episodes now.
Yeah, we have been. I mean, we've been on death watch with him for a while. So, but I'm glad for him. You know, it's like, I know that he's very scared of death. He never wanted to talk about it. I mean, so many of the things that happen when our dad died of like, I need to make sure that these things are taken care of with Gene because I don't want to have to deal with these things because the old man was unexpected. But it's like I could barely even get the conversation out of Gene on a lot of the stuff because I guess he just thought that he was going to live forever.
This is also the week of the 10-year anniversary of our mom's death.
It is R.I.P. Annette.
Yeah, that's it.
Annette, as you now will call her, Annette.
I always loved Annette.
Annette. I ain't never had nothing wrong. I ain't got nothing against Annette. But R.I.P. her. That was the first well, actually Dick was, Unal's husband Dick was the first one that I personally experienced in person. That sucked. Nikki was there the whole time dealing with that and taking care of him because everybody else was too old to deal with it. So, but yeah, death is no fun, but you try to make light of it, but don't do it. Just
in honor of Thanksgiving, you're just thankful for the time that you've had with them.
Yes, I'm thankful for the time that I've had with all of them. And now, like Joseph said a minute ago, I am the eldest Hollis, and I will wield this power carefully. I don't know what kind of special powers I have, but I am now, I guess I am officially the patriarch of the family because everybody else is gone. But what Joseph said the other day, which was really funny, he said that we know of because Gene was a little bit of a whore, which may be true. There may be another Hollis out there.
Maybe. I mean, it would not shock me at all.
Yeah. All right. Well, what do you want to talk about, Annette?
No, I don't know.
Gone.
She gone?
She is gone. She's been gone for a while. Oh, yeah. I remember when she died, Barry spent all this money. Barry was her husband. Spent all this money
oh my God.
on getting her gussied up and everything for the funeral.
And she looked all right. She looked like a dead person.
Yeah. I mean, nobody ever looks right because
Dad definitely didn't look right.
No, it's just like, it's not them. And so we go in there. I remember I was with Barry and me and him and Nikki. I don't know if you were there or not, or Nathan, but we all went in there and saw her and he flipped his shit.
He did.
And closed the casket and had her cremated.
Yeah.
I was like, good Lord. Now, fast forward now, knowing how much all of this shit costs. It's like, so he paid for a funeral, a casket, because when you get cremated, you still have to pay for like a box. It's not necessarily a casket. You got to pay for a box.
You got to pay for that cardboard box.
Yeah. And so he closed that told him to close the casket and they cremated her.
He was going to have her cremated the whole time.
Oh, really?
You don't remember this? We all sat down to make the arrangements for her funeral, and he got real mad because he wanted to have her cremated, and we argued with him about it. And then the compromise was have a funeral and then have her cremated afterwards because we wanted to bury her with her parents.
Yeah. I mean, I guess there's that, but you don't have to have an open casket funeral with all that.
I know but that was the compromise, is that he would have her. The compromise was we have a normal funeral and with the plans of burying her with her parents. But until he dies, he wanted to have her on his mantle, so he had her cremated. And then when he died, we were supposed to bury her with her parents.
Okay.
And then we didn't. And then y'all let his family spread her ashes in Gatlinburg.
Well, I don't know that we let them. I think that they called and said, because like Barry died a week after the old man died, or 2 weeks or whatever it was. And they were cleaning up all of his stuff and found her ashes, which
that's weird.
Which I think is very weird because I think somebody say that the cats were pissing all over or something?
Well, I mean the cats pissed all over everything, but Barry got the box that he got for like her urn. He wanted to have her on his fireplace mantle, but the box he got was too big, so I guess he just put it down on the ground.
So, if I died suddenly. And
I'm banking on you not dying suddenly, because if you die, that means you do have to handle my arrangements.
So if I died suddenly and I was cremated, where would you sprinkle me? I gave you no direction. But the direction was I want to be sprinkled somewhere.
Nope, your direction was you want to be a tree.
So this whole scenario.
Oh, she's like, oh my God, he does listen to me.
Sometimes.
Well, you don't have to be sprinkled. I mean, hell, Nathan's sitting down there in that pile of stuff.
You know what? If you died suddenly, I would cremate you and I would put you over here with Nathan.
I don't want that. Oh, I don't want that. Filthy creatures.
When I talked to Kate a couple weeks ago, she thought it was very strange that because James, I guess, gave Evans a piece of Nathan, and they thought that it was really weird. And so I told her, I said, well, you can give them back to me and I'll put them with the rest of him if you want. But I don't disagree. It is kind of weird to hold that stuff around.
I always thought it was weird. And especially after we watched The Mortician.
Oh, yeah. Where they're just dumping everybody in there.
Oh, I can't think of it the
200
same now.
bodies a day.
He's cranking them out, man. They're making a lot of money doing that.
I still want to know all the things at the end when he's like, I can tell you some more stories, but I can't tell you on camera. Those are the stories I want.
What are the stories?
I know. I bet they'll make another one of those.
I don't know. You know, we grew up with Jerry in our life.
Who was a funeral director. And after going through all this in 21, and I have so many questions I wish I could ask him, but obviously he was a funeral director. When he died, everything was already arranged, taken care of, through the funeral home, paid for. He was ready to go. Well, I mean, that was
for like 30 years.
That was his life. He knew the burden that it is, especially when you're not thinking clearly, or your family members are not thinking clearly and they're mourning. Normal people, not us. But it is. I mentioned this to you the other day that like one of my favorite shows was 6 Feet Under, because you know, this is a drama, Michael C. Hall that has, that plays Dexter's in it. But like,
I love 6 Feet Under.
I know, I'm saying this for the audience, but I'm just saying that like that show, somebody died in the beginning, and then you kind of see the behind the scenes of how you're trying to upsell, get people to spend more money on this, but you got to do it very carefully because people are at their weakest moment, and they make a poor decision, which I'm sure.
Upsell from $15,000 base.
Well, she didn't even try to upsell to us, is what's funny about it, because she's like, all right, these guys don't care.
All right, that's not true. It's not that we don't care. I care tremendously. I hate that my grandfather passed away. I hate that my family has all died except for you.
No offense.
Present.
I mean, I will say, and I think we've said this before, I mean, if one of us is going to be left with me, I'm glad that it's you.
Yeah,
but
same.
but like, it's not that I'm heartless. I care a lot. I'm just not a outwardly emotional person.
Yeah, I get it. I'm not either. But most people are, and I know that they didn't think that we didn't care. But it's funny because the whole time that we were in there with them, I have Gene in my head is saying, like, literally, this is what he did at the Pearl. I would go in, he'd be like, no, I'll close the door. You're letting my heat out from the lights. He turned the lights on in his room just to get the heat from the lights. It's like, that's how he lived. He's like, he lived on basically nothing. He didn't need any of that crap. And so as I'm sitting there looking at a $15,000 casket, I'm like, no. I'm not buying that. Or no, he's not buying that. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
He's not buying that.
Yeah. I remember with the old man, it all cost like $7,000 or $8,000.
But there was actually things involved with that.
Well, I know, but the thing is
has inflation been that terrible since COVID on funerals?
That's what I don't know, because we still paid for it, even though we did his service over at Grace Chapel. Like, it was in that package, so we could have done it there. I just wanted to go over there with it because I knew that we would be able to accommodate things better. But anyway, you had to pay for it in that package. And so all that was paid for, which I guess the trade-in was them taking him out to Iron City.
Yeah.
So it was a trade-off, but we spent $4,000 on his marker alone.
Yes.
And then bought a headstone.
But even the people at Harpeth Hills are very complimentary of his headstone, and they see all of them.
She saw it.
She's like, "Oh, you got the nice one." Yeah. Well, he got the nice one.
Yeah, he paid for it. But I mean, I don't know. It's a very weird industry, and those people being around dead people all the time. It's like people say, "Oh, how can they do that?" Well, I know how they can do that because they're just used to it. If it was their family member, I'm sure that it would click different than it's just like, oh, here's work right here laying in front of me.
I mean, they're trained to deal with all situations, and she didn't deal with us poorly at all. We could tell that we made her uncomfortable, but she hit it well. We just know that we make everybody uncomfortable.
Yeah, but it was fun. I try to have fun with them at least, because think about it. They're just dealing with sadness all the time. And I'm sure they got their walls up from that. And, hopefully they don't take it home with them. But I would be thrilled if two people like me and you rolled up in there and made their week,
I like to think that for restaurants and anything that's service oriented, when they have to deal with me, that I am a breath of fresh air. I'm probably not. Caitlin might tell you that I am not, but I think I'm a breath of fresh air.
If it's anything like you on that podcast a couple weeks ago, I'd say maybe not.
Yeah.
It's a little unruly. Did you even listen to it?
No.
She doesn't listen to your podcast.
I don't blame her. I wouldn't listen to it either.
I really like the backstory that I get, and I like to try and piece together what actually happened. But this one is a bit more of a mystery because you don't tell me things.
Well, it's because he doesn't want you to know how it went because he got pretty inebriated.
She knows that.
Yeah. And then he went to Waffle House. I don't know what happened after he left here.
I texted her and I said, I'm quite drunk. I'm going to go to Waffle House for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I did.
That's probably the best move. That's a pro move.
And then I spent 30 minutes trying to put gas in my truck. Not because I was drunk, because my truck takes forever to put gas in right now.
Yeah.
That's not a me problem. That's a Ruth problem.
So we got the family over here because I know we already said it, but I think it was on one of the 4 cuts that we cut out of here that everybody's here for Thanksgiving because Hayden's in town from New York. He went to Mexico for 10 days and now he's here for 10 days or a week or whatever. And then he's going back home. So he wanted to have Thanksgiving because the past several years he's been disappointed that every year he doesn't get to do Thanksgiving. I don't know he's got something in his head where he just loves Thanksgiving.
I feel really bad because he brought his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
They spent a couple of weeks in Mexico having the time of their life.
I guess as much the time of your life you can have in Mexico.
I don't know. It's Mexico City. There's tons of shit to do in Mexico City. Anyway,
I'm gonna have to bleep that one.
Oh, damn it.
Ooh. Oh, another one.
I didn't make it. Oh, anyway, it doesn't matter.
Oh, shucks.
Doesn't cuss. I don't care what y'all say. Anyway.
That's a disorder.
So I picked him up from the airport yesterday and I'm like, and I didn't know, I knew when I left the funeral home that y'all hadn't told him about Gene yet. So he gets in the truck and I'm like, well, I guess I'll break the news to him because you can ask Sam. I'm really good at this. I'm not good at this. Oh my God. I said, so have you spoken to either of your parents since you landed? And he's like, no. I'm like, so they haven't shared any news with you? And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, and he goes, Granddad died. I'm like, yes. He's like, oh, okay. And so
I kind of feel bad that we're pushing that same no emotion to our children.
I know. Well, I picked them up on Friday and I'm like, hey, let's have a talk. I was like, hey, Kitty died.
Oh, you did not do that.
By the way, Gene Harold died too. And they're like, meh.
You said you had text.
About Kitty.
It's they're a little bit removed.
But
from
what
the
I feel bad about is he's bringing his girlfriend to meet his entire family this week.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been, you have a funeral.
Mm-hmm.
Like, welcome to Nashville. You're going to a funeral at Harpeth Hills. Congratulations.
It was really weird the other night when it happened because we were on birth watch because Trinity was having the baby, which she actually just had the baby a couple hours ago. But because Nikki the night before had taken her to the hospital because she was having contractions and she was about to have that baby. So we're on like birth watch and death watch at the same time. And I'm just like, and I'm in my mind, I'm like, this is a lot. This is a lot going on right here. And so both have happened at this point. Hayden got into town. He's going to have his Thanksgiving. Going to drag him up to Harpeth Hills, even though he doesn't want to.
He doesn't want to go?
I'm sure he doesn't.
I thought he was like, I ain't going to that.
Who wants
crap.
to go to that?
Yeah, I mean, it's just something you do anyway.
I'm not going to go. I'm not going to drag them out, the boys out there. Yeah. I don't see it as it being that. It's not necessary.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll wrap this one up. Listeners are probably happy this one's only 25 minutes long.
R.I.P. Hollis family. I'm sorry that I tried to get through a podcast without cussing and I failed.
You know what? You did okay. I'm not against it. Apparently you are.
No, this was just me trying to prove that I could, and apparently I was wrong.
You were wrong, and that's okay. Maybe
Happy
you'll do better
Thanksgiving
next time. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving. Goodbye.